So first of all, welcome to Executive Next Level. This is Nick Woodthorpe Wright with Woodthorpe Wright Associates. And I'm really lucky today to be here with Vikki Brock, right? Brock, sorry, who's an MCC and is here in Kuwait with us attending the Kuwait Coaching Conference. So I thought I'd take just a few minutes and just have a chance to ask you just a couple of things on your experience here in the Gulf. And I think primarily, because I know it's your first visit, wondered if you could give us a little bit of perhaps for the executives here in the Middle East, a little bit of an idea about some of the challenges that the executives in the US are facing, because I have a feeling that they're going to be very similar, that people don't really experience that. So it'd be interesting to get an idea of what sort of challenges and things you're coaching around with your executives.
Okay, thank you. And the executives in my discussions here with other executives, you're facing many of the same things here in Kuwait and the Middle East. You're being required to do more than one job many times, yours and somebody else's, and you're dealing with employees and their level of engagement. Many of the younger workforce coming up have the expectation that they'll be taken care of, that someone else will take care of them, and they don't need to be responsible and accountable. And so this is one of the big factors of getting for the leaders in companies to be able to get to the source with the younger people and have them be motivated and loyal and committed to the companies.
So I mean, that's a challenge that you're experiencing in the US, and I know that to be an issue here. But what are some of the, perhaps on the sort of more individual executive concerns that you seem to face, that people are bringing into sessions that you're coaching around? Because I know that we're working with executives here and they have their own challenges. It'd be interesting just to hear maybe one or two of those specific challenges that you come across on a regular basis.
Okay, thank you. I work with some executives that have been in their positions for a while, and they're looking to move on, maybe retire, do something different. And what's happened is they may not have the people below them who are ready to succeed and move in their position. Because of the recession we're coming through, many people were laid off, and there's a whole middle sector. And the ones coming up are not ready to step into the senior roles. So what we do is we work many times on how can they give opportunities to people, to the people reporting to them. Sometimes it's even, how can I stop doing the work and let them do it and grow them? Then some people that are newly moved into those executive positions, and a lot of what we talk about in our sessions is they had no idea the amount of work and the type of strategic work that was done by the people above them. So not only do they have a greater appreciation, many of them are dealing with lower confidence because they realize how difficult it is on the next level, and they're very happy to get there. And then they say, can I really do this? And so many times they're using me as a sounding board.
And is it difficult for them to acknowledge some of that lack of confidence?
Yes. And that's what's required, is a very trusting relationship. So initially when I first meet with an executive, we don't get to that level and depth of acknowledgement, because we need to build up the trust so that they know that I'm a safe person to talk to, that what they tell me will be held confidential. In fact, it's so confidential that I generally don't share which companies I work with or who in the company I work with. If the executive chooses to share, that's fine.
Fantastic. So Absolutely, the confidentiality of the process is so critical to building that trust, isn't it? And having them confide in a way that serves them and the process. Great. Um, just another question, I guess, just to finish off, which was in terms of the people you're working with again, or maybe the experiences you had, what do you think are some of the really maybe one or two key characteristics that you're seeing in leaders that is now becoming so important in leadership today?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, One of the key characteristics I know in one of the leaders I'm working with, and I've seen in others, is the courage. The courage, if they have something they believe in, for example, this one leader believes the culture ought to be changed to be a collaborative culture, and he's had the courage to go up to his upper bosses who don't believe that and take a strong stand and create that culture for everyone, several thousand people reporting to him, that we will be collaborative. We will no longer yell and scream at each other and make people feel smaller. We will be collaborative. And it takes great courage. So I see leaders wanting to really make a difference, and then I also see leaders that, especially leaders that are getting coaching, how they realize that what they've been doing in the past may not be as effective, and they become very honest with other people as they change and grow. So they create that trust by being able to be vulnerable and authentic with people. So it's the courage and the authenticity I see coming forth in many leaders. And there are many who will never come forth with that. So one thing that I do and my colleagues do is we go where we're invited, where the leaders are ready for this, or at least open to consider it.
That's really great insight. Vikki, thank you so much for just taking a few moments to speak to us at the conference here today. And it's great to have your insight out of California with your level of experience. So thank you so much. So that's the Executive Next Level interview, and we hope that you'll join us again soon.